Today, I have my 1995 Murray lawnmower. I'm converting into a mud mower. I have the deck off. All that junk's over there. But today, I'm pulley swapping it from, can't really see it down in there, but I'm pulley swapping it from, I think it's a 9-something inch pulley in the back to a 2.5 in the back. The way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to drop the rear end because there is no room to get to it up in there. So I'm going to drop the rear end. It's just 2 bolts over here, 2 bolts over here. And I forgot to mention, you have to disconnect the brake assembly and the clutch. Or not the clutch, the shifter. Alright, these nuts on the bolts are size 13, and I'm just going to use an adjustable to hold them up here. That's not going to work. So instead of using the impact, I'm just going to use a ratchet because I don't know. I might have to use an impact. Them things are tight. I've got to put my parking brake on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use an impact. These things are tight. The only thing I have around here right now is starting fluid. So, I'm gonna pray that starting fluid might just break it loose. Because, you know, it just might. I'm going to spray them all. It's also cleaning it a little bit. So, let that sit for a minute and see what happens. But if I can't break it free that way, I don't really know what I'm going to do until my impact is charged. So, I guess I'll start recording when I get the first one loose. This side loose right there, and if you can see right there, I broke it loose, so that is one down. One down, 3 more to go. I didn't know it was going to be this much of a struggle, and that's not, oh, there we go. Yeah, now I'll get back to you when all 4 bolts are out. I got all 4 of the bolts out of here, so now I just got to disconnect the shifter and the brake, I think, is all. And this whole thing should just like lift up and should have the rear end out and get the pulley swapping it. The brake, which we have to disconnect, is right here. Once this spring. I have the parking brake on right now, so it's pretty tension. Just get that out of there, and the brake will be disconnected, and I just have to figure out where the shifter is connected at. So, yeah. I think it's this right here, but I could be wrong. I have no idea. And there's the big, it's like 9.5 inch pulley back there that I'm swapping out. And it's loose, so I'm hoping it just comes off easy and call it a day. The thing I was pointing at before is not what we have to disconnect for the shifter. I'll show you down in here. So if you watch down there as I move the shifter, it's disconnected. Let me get this light angled to where you can see. It's right there. I have to disconnect something right there. And then this stretch just drop out. So I'm back under here, and this is a piece that was moving, so I think just take this nut off and the transmission should just drop. Maybe. I don't know, to be honest. Actually, no. It's held in by a nut right here too, so I think I'll have to take that off. then I think it'll drop. I don't know. We'll get it to drop somehow. Okay, so I was under here trying to get this nut out, or nut off, I guess, and it just doesn't come off. The whole thing just spins. So I'm thinking this shaft that's connected to it just slides right out, and we just have to take this one off. That's what I'm thinking. So it turns out you do have to disconnect that. I didn't see this little nut on top, so it just kept spinning for me. And then I figured it out. And you have to put a wrench on top, and then it'll thread out and disconnect. Now this trans, hopefully, should just drop after I get all these tools out from under here. Alright, the rear end is out of the tractor, and I got the little clip off, just using a real small Phillips head screwdriver right here, and now hopefully this pulley just slides right off. That was probably the easiest a pulley has ever come off. I mean, granted, this is my first time ever doing a pulley swap, but from the videos I've seen, that probably the easiest pulley swap ever done. Now, just gotta install the new pulley and put the trans back, or put the rear end back in there, and I have to get a belt for it. But I'm probably gonna have to order that because my local TSC don't have one, and I don't know where else to get a belt. So all that's left to do is figure out where I put the smaller pulley bolts right here. Alright, so I got the smaller pulley, 2.5 inch, and it's stock in the front, so it should be a little faster, but at some point I want to swap the front also. So I'm gonna get the smaller pulley on here and hope for the best. Alright, this pulley just slid on there. I'm gonna get a block of wood to lay across here and hammer it on a little bit more. I don't know where my hammer is, so I'm just gonna use a dead blow. And there we go, it is. I think it's all the way on. Let's see. That's pretty solid. I think I'm still gonna be able to get the clip on in there. Gonna tighten these set screws down here and put that clip on. Throw the rear end back in, order a belt. The size belt that I'm ordering is, I'm ordering two belts just in case. I think I have an 80, I think I'm ordering an 87 and an 89. That's the most common I think I've seen. So I'm gonna throw this clip back on here and then get back with y'all when I'm done with that. Alright, I got the clip on. Use the same tool I got to get it off, just a real small Phillips head, and just have to tighten the set screws and we're good. Alright, I'm tightening these set screws. Just make sure she's in there nice and tight. That one's tight. Tighten up this one. That one's nice and tight, and it's good to go back in the tractor. And I might, just for a test ride, rig up something. Maybe take one of these pulleys off here, rig it up onto there, tension that belt, depending. I don't know if that's gonna work, but yep. We swapped the pulley. Went from here. I'll get a tape measure and measure the exact. This is a little less than a 9-inch pulley, like 9 and a little less than 9 to a 2.5. Thing's gonna be flying, hopefully. And then next is front pulley swap. Alright, everything's done to it. Pulley is on. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. The pulley is on. Old pulley's over there. Then I just need to I cut this belt down to measure. See if I can find that. I cut it down to measure how much. Cut it down to measure how much I would need to, how big of a belt I would need, and I measured it, and it was like 83 something, but I'm gonna go with like an 84, 85, because I want to I took a idler pulley off of the deck right here, because with the smaller pulley it rubs now, so I want to put that in there so I can get it stopped rubbing. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna order an 84 and like 85, 86, 87, somewhere in that range. I'll figure it out. And then I'll pick this all up when I get done with it. Or not when I get done with it, when I get the belt. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, that's not it. Guess I can tell you what else this thing needs. This thing needs it needs a new ignition because it doesn't work. And it needs a new starter because to start it, I have to use this. And these models of engines don't have the compression release on them. So that's what I originally thought it was. It's a brand new battery in it, so I know it's not the battery because that's the old battery. Solenoid's good, so I know it's the starter. But, yeah. And then before the starter went out, I just touched the solenoid things together back here. Just touch those together to start it. But I'm gonna order me a new ignition, new starter, and then the belts. And after I order the belts, should be ready to rip. Well, I just need the belts for it to ride. But yeah, that's it. I guess I'll see you when the belts get here. Alright, so it's a few days later and I got a belt. It's already on, but I got a belt. It's from Menards. It's a 1/2 inch by 84.5. That's backwards, but yeah, it's on, but it's having problems slipping. So I have an idea, and I'm gonna try and fix it. I'll go ahead and show you the belt and how it's on right now, and kind of explain what I'm gonna do. So yeah. All right, we're down here under the tractor, and there's the belt. Let me get this light. There's the belt, and it has so much slack that when the clutch engages, it gets less slack. And the clutch is supposed to break the belt. And before I had this one going around here like that, but then this was stuck up in between there. So what I'm gonna try to do is somehow get this belt around this and go back to that, and I think that'll fix my problems. So what I've done so far is I'm taking off that metal plate right there, because if I can slide that off, it'll come off that shaft right there that I took off that silver little clutch pulley. And my idea is that belt will just be able to slide like right over it. So I'll get back to you when we're trying that. All right, so this light keeps dying, but I got it. I got everything hooked back up, got that bolt back in. Actually, I don't have everything. I just gotta put that plate back on. But it's good, it's got pretty good tension. It brakes when I press the clutch, and it's pretty good. I won't be able to take it a test ride in this video. Won't be giving it a test ride in this video, but yeah, sure there'll be more videos on this tractor. And I have a moped over there I might do some videos on. Yeah, it's thunder outside and hailing and all that good stuff. But the only thing this tractor needs is a starter, ignition, and that's it now because I got the belt. So that's my first video, and sure there'll be more. So peace out.